I apologize, my hair is soaked. But I've just had a really busy morning, so it was either blow out my hair and dry it, or just be on time-ish. So thanks for your patience. I'm T. Waldron. This is my cat Pumpkin, and we are here live from the East Coast of the United States. Yeah, we're here to give you a little gratitude with attitude. I think that's straight-ish. Okay. Well, we're a little off. That's okay though, right? We're real. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. This, what I do is I'll do a little bit of deep breathing with you, remind you to hydrate. This is a little bit of tea with an energy drink in it, because I need some energy today. I do drink a lot of plain water, but during the live, it's like my treat to have something else. So let's start off with a little bit of deep breathing, because today has been a little bit crazy and busy. Just before this, someone whose name shall remain nameless had a situation in the litter box that I had to clean up because I couldn't stand the smell to do my live. So we got that cleaned up. It's all set. But yeah, I'm glad everything's flowing along smoothly. But let's close our eyes. I've got to decompress. Hopefully you can join me. Good morning. If you're just joining us, we're doing a little bit of deep breathing. So we're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. And inhale. And exhale. We're slowing our breath down and feeling our heart center, because we have so much energy. There's magnetism in our heart. It's an electromagnetic field, and we are full of energy, and we can tap into it. So inhale. Good. And then exhale. With every breath, I want you to imagine you're inhaling clean, healing oxygen and releasing negativity, tension, stress. Let it all go. You don't have to hold on to it. You choose to hold on to it. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Yeah, if you're writing in the chat, I'll check it out when we're done. We'll do a few more breaths together. Okay, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you took a few moments to slow down and be mindful and be present. Thank you. And exhale. Let's do a few more together. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, what do we have here? You can keep breathing as you will. Hi, Laura. Let's see. And Jesus answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me. Now, you know, it's funny you're mentioning Jesus. So, yeah, I've been reading from the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. Now, she talks a lot about Jesus. And it doesn't have to be it can be a spiritual thing for you. If that's what it is for you, awesome. But it also can be a guide to how to live your life. Okay, Emperor Lucifer, Prince and Master of the Rebellious Spirits, I adjure you to leave your abode. Okay, I'm not going to say this because it sounds like a conjuring. So, I don't know. All right, yeah, let's not get too into religion in my chat. Let's just, you know, you can share your opinions, but I'd like to remain respectful, if you will. So anyway, so what we do is we read a little bit from this book and then we talk about it. So how is everybody doing today? It is Thursday, July 17th, and it is really humid here on the east coast of the U.S. I don't know if it's warm where you are, but yeah, it's been really very humid. So this chapter is called Intuition or Guidance. And she starts off by saying, there is nothing too great of an accomplishment for the person who knows the power of their word and who follows their intuitive leads. By the word, they start in action unseen forces that can rebuild the body or remold their affairs. It is therefore of the utmost importance to choose the right words, and the student carefully selects the affirmation They wish to catapult into the invisible. So we've got to watch our words. Our words are so powerful. She also wrote a book called Your Word is Your Wand, which is so true. Like, I was thinking about it last night, and like, there were certain things, like I thought, oh, I wish I could be friends with that person, you know, and then over time, like, I had to show up and be there. So you have to take action too, I think. I become friends with these people that I, you know, sort of said, oh, that person looks pretty cool. I'd like to get to know them, you know, and it's happened over the years. It didn't happen immediately. It didn't happen after one day. And I had to put effort into it. So, but you can manifest things. You can sort of decide where you want to go and then, you know, see if that happens. And maybe not. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe some people, you know, don't want to be friends, and that's okay. Then you find that out as well. But sitting there and not knowing and having, you know, things that you think of that you want, why not act on them? Why not say the word and give it a go? So, okay, so then she goes on to say this. We're about halfway through this chapter, I think, maybe a little less. People, okay, let's see. Okay. In class one day, I was treating that each individual would receive a definite lead. A woman came to me afterward and said, while you were treating, I got the hunch to take my furniture out of storage and get an apartment. The woman had come to me to be treated for health, and I told her I knew in getting a home of her own, her health would improve. And I added, I believe your trouble, which is congestion, has come from having things stored away. Congestion of things, where she said it. Congestion of things causes congestion in the body. You have violated the law of use, and your body is paying the penalty. So I gave thanks that divine order was established in her mind, body, and affairs. People little dream of how their affairs react on their body. There is a mental correspondence for every disease. A person might receive instantaneous healing through the realization that your body is the perfect idea in the divine mind, and therefore whole and perfect. But if we continue our destructive thinking, hoarding, hating, fearing, condemning, the disease will return. Okay. Oh, hey, Kevin. Good morning. Yeah. So our surroundings, like, that is so true. I used to have so much stuff. I like to, if you've been here a while, you know I used to be like a clothes person. I had like 5 closets of clothes back in the day. And I had to go through and let them go and see what no longer served me, who I wasn't anymore, who I didn't want to be, and even clothes that I kept for sentimental reasons. I didn't have to, you know, and you have to, well, I had to let things go so that I could become a different person, so that I could grow. So this is so true. She wrote this 100 years ago, and it's so valid. So, yeah, how's everybody doing today? Did that hit you guys? Do you have a lot of stuff? Because that is a epidemic here in the United States, because we buy things and then we don't get rid of things on the same pace. You don't even miss it. Kevin, that is so true. While I was going through the stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. And you know what? I don't remember one thing that I gave away. And I donated it, which was cool. Like, that feels good too, to let it out and somebody else can use it. Yeah, you don't have stuff. Good for you, Kevin. Yeah, because it kind of weighs you down, right? So if you've been around for a while, you know I had a ceramic studio for years, and I'm still going through. My basement is full of ceramic supplies, so I've got to go through and just let them go, because I always used to think, well, maybe I'll teach a class again, or maybe I'll do this. I'm not doing it right now, and if I had to, I could always get the stuff again. And hanging on to this old stuff is keeping me from expanding. Maybe I want to go a different direction, right? So, good morning, Art. Yeah, when you let go of things, you may not even miss them. And it feels so good. It feels so good to do that. All right, so let's wrap up what she's saying here. So she said that, you know, I'm going to read that again because it was so powerful. Here we go. People little dream of how their affairs react on their body. There is mental correspondence for every disease. A person might receive instantaneous healing through the realization of our body being the perfect idea in divine mind, and therefore whole and perfect. But if we continue our destructive thinking, hoarding, hating, fearing, condemning, the disease will return. And then she wraps up by saying, Jesus Christ knew that all sickness came from sin, but admonished the leper after healing to go and sin no more, lest a worse thing come upon him. So our soul, or our subconscious mind, must be washed whiter than snow for permanent healing. And the metaphysician is always delving deep for the correspondence. Okay? So there's such a correspondence. Good morning, Mark. Oh, yeah, Mark, they didn't eat yet, but thanks for asking. They're waiting. They're waiting patiently. Right, Pumpkin? Are you hungry? She's not going to answer me because she's mad. But yeah, she's going to eat soon. Don't worry. Yeah. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for checking in on the cats, Mark. Don't worry. They're well fed. They're well fed and they're happy. I don't know if I told you guys. My sister had one of those giant cat wheels. And I was going to buy one for them, but I didn't want to like fork over. I think it was like $200. And it was in her garage. And I go, hey, can I have that? And so she gave it to me. So I brought it home, and Fractal does go on it. And maybe we'll have to do a video on that one day. But I have to lure her with treats or like that laser thing. But it's like one of those giant hamster wheels for the cats. Yeah, Pumpkin just looked at it and said, no, I'm 16 and a half years old. What do you want from me? You're lucky I get on this chair. Right, Pumpkin? All right. Thanks for checking in on the cats, though. I appreciate that. Yeah, so what we think affects our reality. And that is so powerful. I'm going to leave you guys with that. It's a weekday. So, and I had a long live yesterday. I hope you're having a great day, everybody. And stay cool if you're in this heat and humidity or wherever you are. Be cool. I'm sure you are. From myself to yourself, thanks for joining me on this journey. Bye.